Every time a new sale comes around, hundreds if not thousands of cozy games go on discount, and it's hard to know if you're getting a good deal. So in this video, I'm going to be highlighting cozy games that are the cheapest they have ever been on Steam, so you know you're getting the best deal. Also, hi, I'm Ellie, and this is the Cozy Gaming Club, where we love to talk about all the latest and greatest cozy games. Do yourself a favor and pick up Spiritfarer if you haven't played it before, especially as it's currently 90% off at £2.50. In this emotional management game, you play as Stella, who is tasked with ferrying the deceased to the afterlife. But before you can do that, you need to make sure that they're at peace with the world they're leaving behind. Their stories will take you across a vast map, exploring different locations as you help them come to terms with their situation, and wrap up their unfinished business on the mortal plane. When time comes to help them cross over, you may find you don't want to, as these passengers will quickly find a way into your heart, so make sure to bring a tissue or two along with you on this journey. Our next game is also 90% off at £1.50, and this game is called Omno. Discover a mesmerizing game akin to Journey as you traverse a series of beautiful environments filled with strange and mystical creatures. The premise of this game is very simple. Explore these beautiful locations and find 3 orbs that let you proceed onwards. But with each new level, more mechanics are added like floating, surfing, and teleporting, which help you reach higher and further places. Plus, it is very easy to get distracted by the world around you. This is one of those games where I ended up taking screenshots of everything because each new area is so pretty and adds something new to the game, whether that's a new plant or creature for you to awe over. This next game was a little controversial on release, but if you've been waiting for a big sale to check it out, then you'll be pleased to hear that Fae Farm is currently 50% off at £12.50 or £20 for the deluxe edition. Fae Farm is a magical farming game that can be played in single or multiplayer. Escape to a remote island to start a new life, but when you arrive there, you discover that there are some strange things going on. And surprise, surprise, they need your help to fix them. The thing I loved the most about Fae Farm was how magic was woven into every aspect of the game. From the crops and animals on your farm to the enemies in the mine and the work tables you use for crafting. The devs really said, let's make a magical farming game, and they did it. But there are also drawbacks to be aware of, like the limited character dialogue and the short day cycles. I've linked my full review above if you want to hear all of my thoughts on Fae Farm. I haven't actually played this next game yet, but as it's currently on sale for 60% off at just £6.50, it might be time to finally try it. In this cute visual novel, you play as Flora, the youngest child in a family of witches who also happens to be the family's black sheep. That's right, you're a magical failure, but you've been given one last chance to prove yourself by saving the upcoming Harvest Festival. With just 2 weeks before the big day, you'll need to create your witch and head to the village of Flora immediately to brew potions, perform tarot readings, and bewitch the locals. The art style is definitely one of the most appealing things about this game for me, but I also love how they've packed so many witchy elements into it. In this next game, you get to become a cat. Cat Tales Wildwood Story is a fun twist on the life sim genre and a sequel to Cat Tales, which is also on sale for 75% off. But you don't need to have played the first game before playing this one. Play as a feral cat leading a colony of other feline friends who are trying to find a home in the mysterious Wildwood. Can you survive in the wilderness by hunting for prey, harvesting herbs, and defending your new home from intruders? Choose a place to start building your new settlement and then expand your thriving new cat civilization by inviting other wild cats to join, and getting to know your fellow kitties. You can even pursue friendships, relationships, and marriages with over 20 dateable cats. Cat Tales really asks, what if we made a life sim where everyone is a cat, and I really enjoyed it when I played. It's currently 60% off at £6.70. You are also a cat in this next game, but instead of starting a new family, you're trying to find the history of yours. Your grandpa has always told you about his incredible adventures from when he was a young and brave cat. But as he's gotten older, his memory has faded and he can't recall those grand tales anymore. As his granddaughter, you take it upon yourself to visit the places your grandpa has always told you about and to help him remember the stories that are fading away, and discover new ones too. Petite Island is such a wholesome game, and if you want to see what it's like, I've linked my gameplay video above. I loved riding around on my banana llama, discovering the island's secrets, and I was honestly surprised by how in-depth some of the characters are, and how moving their tales were. I also played this one entirely on my Steam Deck, and it's currently 25% off at £12.74. Discover a beautiful Ghibli-inspired life sim in Moonstone Island, where you play as a fledgling alchemist starting their alchemy training. While on your way though, you accidentally crash land on an island in the sky and decide to make that your new home. Slowly find your footing as you befriend your new neighbours and float around on your little red balloon to investigate the islands beyond your own. There you'll meet and battle spirits of various levels, some of which are shiny, and maybe you'll eventually be able to uncover the dark secret of Moonstone Island. Moonstone Island is currently £10 at 40% off, and all the DLCs are on sale too if you want more decorations for your island. Now, this next one is a new game, and the cozy may be subjective, but I know some people enjoy cozy detective games, and I thoroughly enjoyed this one, so I had to recommend it. In The Rue Trees Are Dead, you play as a private detective who's been tasked with outlining the Rue Tree family tree. The Rue Trees are a rich family, and the current president of their namesake candy company has just died, along with his wife and children. Now their money must be redistributed to the rest of the family, but who's actually a blood relative and deserving of their fortune? That's where you come in. Scour the 1990s internet, library books, and public newspaper archives to find out everything you can about the Rue Trees and their extended family in this fantastic detective game. And the best thing is that when you finish, there's a whole second mystery to solve. I can't recommend this one enough if you love puzzle games, and it's currently 25% off at £13, with a 97% overwhelmingly positive rating on Steam. Moving on to a more relaxing and more typical cozy puzzle game, in Town Frame you're tasked with recreating towns from people's memories. Your customers will give you a written puzzle to solve by transforming the appearance of towns to match the way they remember them. Click on buildings to change their appearance, uncover hidden things with a magnifying glass, change the wind direction in the scene, take interesting photos, or just listen to the soundscape of the towns to solve little story puzzles in the world of Town Frame. It's currently on sale for 25% off at £4.50. Next up is another one I've not had the chance to play yet, but may need to pick up given how overwhelmingly positive its reviews are. Tiny Terry's Turbo Trip is a ridiculously funny adventure game about a little guy who wants to go to space. This game is both wholesome and chaotic and promises a delightfully sweet adventure of self-discovery. As you head out into the open world of Sprankle Water, you can explore the city, meet some of its residents, and help them with everything they need. At 40% off, Tiny Terry's Turbo Trip is only £9 and it seems like an adventure worth taking. Usually, blacksmithing plays a smaller role in life sims, with characters like Clint or Cinder crafting your tools for you. In this game, however, you become the blacksmith, making a name for yourself by crafting tools, items, and weapons for anyone that needs them. Every workstation has a different minigame for you to master as you smelt your ore, then hammer them into useful parts. The Minecraft-inspired crafting bench is also a nice twist on just pressing craft in your inventory and really makes you feel like you're learning the trade. But that doesn't mean you stay home in your shop all day every day. You'll need to head out into the world to collect resources, complete orders for nearby towns, and rebuild connections to put your blacksmith village back on the map. While the Iron's Heart is currently on sale for 40% off at just under £10. I always go on about this hilarious detective game, and now that there's a sequel due to release at some point this year, there's really no better time to try this one out. Duck Detective: The Secret Salami is a funny mystery game about a down-on-his-luck detective who also happens to be a duck. Use your powers of deduction to inspect evidence, fill in the blanks, and bust the case wide open in a narrative mystery adventure where nothing is quite as it seems. The dialogue is so witty with an abundance of puns, and it's also fully voice acted, and has a dedicated quack button. What's not to love? Plus, it's currently 25% off at £6.37. There have been a lot of shop management games released recently, but it's hard to beat one of the originals. Winculture? I hope I'm saying that right. The Little Shop is a fantasy shop sim where you control every aspect of your shop. From farming for ingredients to crafting and brewing potions, expanding and furnishing your store, and even running the tills as well, although you can hire employees to handle that aspect. There's even changing seasons that affect the supply and demand for your goods, and so many other things to consider in this cozy shop sim, which is currently 45% off at £7. Although it is worth noting that this isn't the cheapest it's ever been, as the price increased when it left early access. If you've been looking for a new game like A Short Hike or Alba: A Wildlife Adventure, then Cloudy Valley may be the game for you. Head out on a summer vacation to explore the beautiful Cloudy Valley archipelago and see everything it has to offer. From catching fish to collecting litter and meeting the various residents who live around the island, your summer vacation can be as chill or as busy as you want it to be. This stress-free exploration game offers a few hours of chill gaming, and it's currently 20% off at £4.71. Our final game is for anyone who loves a little bit of strategy and civilizations built on the back of giant creatures, which, funnily, isn't even the first game about that in this video. The Wandering Village is a city-building game where you create a new settlement on the back of Ombu, a giant wandering creature. At first, this may seem simple enough as you plan and build your settlement, but living on the back of a creature brings with it its own challenges. Will you live in harmony together or be at odds for eternity? And where will Ombu take you on its travels? This is a creative twist on a city-building genre, and it's currently 30% off at £13.64. Those are all of the games I've got to share with you today, and hopefully you can grab yourself a great deal on a game you've been looking forward to playing. Let me know down in the comments if you're going to be grabbing anything this sale, and thank you so much for watching this video. I hope to see you next time. Bye!